What's up, all you tat daddies? We're going to be talking about why tattoos are so expensive. But before we do, let's hop into this tattoo I'm about to do. It's super colorful, it's wild, it's got a yin yang, it's got an eye, it's got stars, it's got a moon, it's got everything. Actually, those little stars off into the corner, they're the logo of my client's clothing brand, so it worked out perfectly, and it just like kind of meshed with the idea. So why are tattoos so expensive? This is a hot topic. No one likes talking about money, especially when times are a little tight, but let me do my best to kind of explain why tattoos are so expensive, how as a tattooer I justify my prices. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not the most expensive tattooer in the world at all. To me, tattooing will always be like a folk art. It's for the people. You're meant to be able to afford it and be able to afford a couple tattoos a year. Why are tattoos so expensive? Well, one, you're not just buying the tattoo, you're buying my experience. I've been tattooing for over a decade, and there's tattooers who have been tattooing way longer than me. So like when you're buying a tattoo from them, you're not just getting this piece, you're getting the years of experience, the years of trial and error, the years of putting images on skin. And because of that experience that these people have, they know how to do a good tattoo. The price reflects that. And not only that, tattoo that you're getting, I think about a lot leading up to the actual date of the appointment. Even something simple like a panther or a rose, I'm still gonna be thinking about a whole lot before the actual appointment. So that also like goes into how expensive the tattoo can be. The second thing is, a lot of times people want something that they think is simple, but it's actually a lot more difficult than they know. And how could they know? They don't do tattoos, so it's really hard to understand what a difficult tattoo is compared to an easy tattoo. So someone will come in and they want just like an outline of a cactus. And it's like, okay, great. Not that hard, but it's also not that easy. Every line, every curve has to be perfect. This is where that experience comes into play on my end. Because I've done so many tattoos, I can make sure that every line is gonna be pretty much as perfect as I can make it within reason. Because of the amount of concentration I'm having to put into it, like what you think is a simple tattoo, it ends up being kind of straining for the artist a lot of times. And that's why like these simple ideas, especially which are so popular right now, like someone wants like a small wave or something, like no shading, no nothing, they end up being very difficult for us because we have to be so patient and so precise when we're doing these little outlines. Most tattoos like that, they don't have shading. So there's nowhere to hide any uneven lines or anything like that, so I just have to pretty much be perfect from the start of the tattoo to the end of the tattoo. Third thing that makes tattoos kind of expensive and can be even more expensive is placement. You want your arms, you want your legs. Generally, they're gonna be cheaper tattoos than if you say like, I want my ribs or my chest or my stomach or things like that, because those areas tend to be so much more difficult to tattoo. When you're tattooing over ribs or over bones or things like that, it just makes the tattoo that much more complicated, which reflects in the price of the tattoo. So something on, like if you got a rose on your forearm, it's gonna be one price, but you throw that rose on your knee, it's almost gonna be twice as expensive because it's so much more difficult. Not only that, but some places like a knee or an elbow, you might have to do touch-ups, and that's just the nature of the place. So you have to put that into consideration on the price of the tattoo, that you might actually be doing one session, but you're gonna have to do a follow-up touch-up session on that too. Other placements that are, and all these different factors is how you come up with the price of the tattoo. There's no like base price, right? Like if you're gonna go buy a TV, you know the cost of the TV. That's not the case of tattooing because the tattooer is having to put in all these different factors onto how expensive a tattoo is gonna be. Just some advice when you're gonna get a tattoo. I like when a client is honest about their budget. It allows me to be like, okay, I can do this, I can't do that. This is too much or this is too little, and it opens up this dialogue instead of someone coming to me being like, or this is what I want, and then I tell them a price and then they're blown away by it because they don't understand all the different factors that go into the tattoo. And so when a client comes to me and is completely honest about their budget, I am way more likely to explain things to them, and they're more likely to understand why I charge certain tattoos the price that they are. That's my best advice. But like I said, I personally believe tattooing is for the people, so it should always be like within reason, you know? But I understand like some tattooers, their time is worth more than others just because of supply and demand, you know? If you're getting tattooed by someone who has 10 million followers on Instagram, they're gonna be super busy. So the time that your tattoo is taking is gonna cost a lot more than like your average walk-in tattooer. That's all I gotta say about that. I hope it clarified some of those common questions around why tattoos are so expensive. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're gonna come out with 2 videos a week, so stay tuned.